the Broadcasting Board of Governors, the independent entity responsible for all U.S. government-sponsored, non-military, international broadcasting. Please welcome Mr. Charles Goolsby.
Good morning. It's an honor to be here with all of you, some of whom I've known a very long time in this wonderful cause. The Voice of America is our nation's premier international broadcasting service. As you know, it reaches millions of listeners through radio, television, internet, in 44 languages around the world. Established in 1943, the VOA's Vietnamese service is one of the oldest and broadcasts 2.5 hours daily to up to 1 million Vietnamese. Many overseas Vietnamese tune in as well, and the website is particularly popular. Vietnamese government's attitude towards a free press is well known to you all. A nation of one-party rule, its authorities exercise strict control over news and information. VOA was chartered by Congress to serve as a consistently reliable and authoritative source of accurate, objective, and comprehensive news. It presents a balanced and comprehensive projection of significant American institutions, gives listeners an understanding of U.S. government actions and policies, and promotes responsible discussion of these policies. The presentation of policy is primarily done through daily editorials written for radio broadcast, video spots, and over the internet by myself and my colleagues in the IVB Policy Office. The editorials are clearly identified as reflecting the views of the United States government. With a global audience of more than 100 million, we work diligently to fulfill a vital role in public diplomacy. Over the past year, our editorials focused on a number of issues in relations between the United States and Vietnam, but human rights has been a priority topic. Of the 9 editorials concerning Vietnam we produced for VOA, 4 have concerned human rights conditions in Vietnam. Today we are releasing the following editorial for use by all VOA services. Next, an editorial reflecting the views of the United States government. Every year, the United States marks May 11th as Vietnam Human Rights Day to highlight our nation's support for promoting and protecting basic freedoms in that Southeast Asian nation. While Vietnam's human rights record has improved in recent years, there remain serious concerns. The Vietnamese government, for example, imposes limitations on freedom of expression, assembly, association, and religion or belief. Vietnamese authorities apply vague provisions of the penal code to criminalize peaceful expression and unregistered religious activities. There have been repeated reports of plainclothes police seeking to intimidate and silence government critics. Courts convicted 12 activists in 2016 for peacefully exercising their views, compared with just 2 in 2015. And overall, there's been an uptick in harassment and arbitrary detention of activists in the past year. Authorities have arrested 7 peaceful activists so far in 2017, compared to 6 in all of 2016. Among the most recent arrests is, forgive me for my pronunciation, Nguyen Ngoc Nhu Huynh, an outspoken human rights blogger and online activist. She has been held incommunicado since her arrest in October 2016 after blogging about a toxic waste spill viewed as many as one of the worst environmental disasters in Vietnam's history. The government also recently pressured internet providers such as Google and Facebook to remove content it finds politically toxic, unquote, including pressuring brands to pull all their advertisements from sites. On a more positive note, Vietnam has made a steady but albeit incremental progress in legal reform. 2015, Vietnam's National Assembly passed a new law on belief and religion that relaxed some restrictions on religious communities, but did not go far as many had hoped. The Vietnamese government has pledged to undertake further legal reforms to bring Vietnam's law in line with its international human rights and labor commitments. As Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has made clear, the United States will continue to advocate for universal values such as human rights and religious freedom, including religious freedom for all the people of Vietnam. And that was an editorial that's been released today for all of our services. The IVB Policy Office has received many expressions of thanks from Vietnamese human rights activists for its presentations of U.S. policy. Perhaps the most meaningful came from Dr. Nguyen Van Quay, whose 1990 call for Vietnam to respect human rights did much to inspire this event. He wrote, thank VOA and the people. Thanks to VOA, the people know about international community support for human rights, democracy, and true freedom for our country. VOA and its IBB Policy Office take seriously this responsibility to bring this message of hope and support from the United States government to those struggling against repression in Vietnam and many other parts of the world. Thank you all.